A black man walked into a bank to make a simple withdrawal. Instead, a racist cop accused him of fraud, humiliated him in front of strangers, and dragged him out in handcuffs. But when the credentials fell open, everything changed. He wasn't a criminal. He was a senior attorney at the U.S. Department of Justice. This powerful story shows how prejudice blinds judgment and how truth can turn the tables in an instant. Watch until the end to see how justice was served. If you believe stories like this need to be told, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Your support helps us share more real, emotional, and eye-opening stories every week. It was a quiet Friday morning at Liberty National Bank. The marble floors gleamed, clerks tapped at their computers, and customers shuffled between the counters. Among them was Marcus Ellison, a tall black man in his late 30s, dressed in a sharp charcoal gray suit. He was calm, composed, and carried himself with the quiet authority of someone who belonged anywhere he walked. Marcus was there for a simple reason. He was withdrawing funds from a joint account used to support community programs he helped oversee. He placed his ID, his bank card, and the withdrawal slip on the counter with a polite smile. But the teller frowned. Sir, she stammered, looking at the amount. I need to verify this. Could you wait here a moment? Marcus nodded. He had been through this before. People questioned him when he wore casual clothes. They questioned him when he wore suits. Being black, to many, was already suspicious. The teller whispered to her manager. Both glanced at him, whispering in low tones, before the manager picked up the phone. Within minutes, 2 local police officers entered the bank, Officer Travis Cole and Officer Dean Walker. Travis, the lead cop, had a smirk on his face. He had that swagger of a man who thought the badge gave him absolute authority. He walked up to Marcus and barked, "Stand up, hands where I can see them." Marcus blinked in confusion. "Officer, is there a problem?" Travis chuckled. "Yeah, the problem is you try and pull off some scam. Big withdrawal, fake ID, don't play dumb. We've seen this before." The entire bank turned silent. Customers stared. Phones came out. Someone started recording. Marcus sighed. "That ID is real. My account is real. You're making a mistake." But Travis laughed, shaking his head. "You think you can just stroll into a bank in a fancy suit and no one will notice? Nah, not today. Get up. You're under arrest." Before Marcus could even reach for his briefcase, which held the documents that proved who he was, Travis yanked him up by the arm and forced him onto the floor. The second officer slapped handcuffs on him. "See that?" Travis announced loudly, looking around the bank as if performing for the audience. Fraudster caught red-handed. Marcus stayed silent, his face pressed against the cold marble floor. The humiliation burned. He could feel the eyes of strangers judging him, whispering, recording. But what no one knew, not yet, was that Marcus wasn't just any man in a suit. He wasn't a fraudster. He wasn't even just a community organizer. Marcus Ellison was a senior attorney at the U.S. Department of Justice, specializing in civil rights prosecutions. And Officer Travis Cole had just made the biggest mistake of his life. The officers dragged Marcus toward the entrance, ignoring his calm warnings. "Officer, you're making a serious mistake. I advise you to check my ID carefully before proceeding," Marcus said firmly, his voice even but commanding. Travis scoffed. "Oh, listen to this guy. You're making a mistake. Yeah, they all say that. You're not special, buddy." Outside, news had already spread. People followed with cameras, sensing something bigger unfolding. Travis pushed Marcus against the squad car, fumbling through his wallet. He pulled out the black leather case Marcus carried. He flipped it open, ready to mock it as a fake badge. Then his smirk froze. Inside was a Department of Justice credential, embossed with a federal seal, Marcus's photo, and the unmistakable title: Senior Trial Attorney, Civil Rights Division, U.S. Department of Justice. The crowd gasped. Officer Dean leaned over, his face paling. "Travis, this is real. He's DOJ." Travis stammered, his swagger evaporating. "Wait, what? No, this has to be a trick." Marcus finally looked him in the eye. His calm expression carried a weight that made the officer step back. I prosecute cases of civil rights violations, Officer Cole, Marcus said slowly, each word measured. Men like you are the reason my office exists. The bank manager rushed outside, pale and trembling, realizing disaster unfolding. By now, reporters had arrived. The footage of Marcus being humiliated, cuffed, and thrown to the ground while his DOJ credentials sat in his pocket was already spreading online. Travis's career ended that very day. The department faced a federal investigation. The bank issued a public apology. And Marcus? He used the very incident as fuel in his next courtroom trial, standing before a jury and reminding them why accountability mattered. He told the story not as a victim, but as a warning, a reminder that prejudice isn't just ugly, it's dangerous. Because when a man like Marcus Ellison, with the power of the Justice Department behind him, can be thrown on the floor like a criminal simply because of his skin color, it shows how much work still needs to be done. And this time, justice would not look away.